Um, oh, okay. I guess we do hit the button. Hey, we're live. Well, it's not how that works on Twitch, so.
This isn't Twitch.
It's not Twitch. Hey, what's going on, Greg? I see Roger above in the chat there, but I don't know if he's still here or not, but we're
Salud.
getting tipsy here on some 7-Up.
Hashtag not sponsored.
So yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, I'm Dustin. I'm the pro picker. What's up? And this is my wife, Jessica, the pro 7-Up drinker.
The pro wife.
Pro wife.
Yeah.
7-Up drinker. I thought was better. No? We'll wait for people to get in here. Feel free, if you got a question, go ahead and start asking, because we're here. How do we entertain you? It's a Q&A and we don't have any questions. Oh, all right, here we go. We got Blackadder. What's up? Oh, we see you in the comments. I appreciate that. Hello, Dustin. What is your inventory lowest number before you tend to add more? I see you have about 3,000 items now. So yeah, we do have a little bit north of 3,000 items listed right now. And honestly, my goal is to eventually have this is good. She's gonna think this is ridiculous.
I think the goal is more.
The goal is always more. So like, you just have to keep listing. First off, when it comes to eBay, it's very true that the algorithm rewards active stores. So you need to be out there. You need to be listing every day and just adding more and more stuff. And I don't think I've really hit a limit necessarily in my mind. Item number wise, I would like to hit like something to where like next year this is a 6-figure net business for us. We're not going to quite hit that this year, and yeah, so that's kind of my goal, and I think it's going to require not only more inventory but better inventory. So I don't know, do you got anything to add to that?
The answer is always more.
The answer is always more.
More listing, more stuff.
Hey, what's going on,
More.
Sarah? Steve, hello. Hi, Denise. Oh, down in Fort Myers? I've actually been there before in forever ago. I'm trying to think when, like 2008 or 9 or something. What's going on, Judy? God bless Jessica for putting up with you. Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, hi.
I mean, I totally don't have to put up with her.
This is true.
If only you knew. What's going on, D. Russo? Happy Thanksgiving. Cheryl, hello. We used to keep 2,000 items listed a piece back in the day. Yeah, and honestly, a lot of it just happens to be like what you source. And sometimes we get a lot of lower dollar stuff. And then sometimes, you know, we have higher dollar, higher ticket items as well. And I just tend to get a pretty decent product mix of that around here. Nothing crazy. Like, we don't find often like things that go past a couple $100, but hey, what's going on, Backbeat Rhythm? Hello from nearby Wayne County, Indiana. Yeah, that is close by. Do I prefer yard sales or thrift stores? So it's kind of funny, like during peak yard sale season, I start to prefer thrift stores. And then when there are no yard sales, I start to prefer yard sales. If I had to pick one of them to source from for the rest of my life, it would be yard sales, because the margins are better typically. You could go out there with $100 in your wallet and buy just so much stuff. It's ridiculous. I mean, usually I'm carrying 200 to 400. Don't rob me. But yeah, usually that's what I carry during them. But yeah, on yard sale season, I think the returns are probably the highest. But thankfully, you know, I can source from both. Let's see. What is for dinner tomorrow? So we have a circumstance. We were going to go over to my parents and we were going to go visit her mother last weekend. I don't care how much you want me to get into this, but
So I hurt my back. Don't know how, but it means that I can't really be upright, I guess, in a chair more than maybe an hour at a time. And it's kind of a trek to get to his parents, and the even longer trek to get to my parents. So we're having Thanksgiving by ourselves with no Thanksgiving food tomorrow.
Well, I was gonna go pick up Thanksgiving related food.
Oh.
Somewhere, yeah, but
And pie.
And more pie, which we've not.
We've demolished, I think, 2 pies, not just 2 like normal people pies.
Well, one of them was a normal person pie.
But one was the Sam's Club pie that is like, I can't get it in
the
camera.
Well, so if you guys aren't familiar with Sam's Club, it's basically like Costco, but owned by Walmart. And every year they do loss leaders to get you in the store, and they're like giant pumpkin and giant apple pies, like for $5 and $7. Like they're absolutely being sold at a loss with the labor and everything. And yeah, we did eat through one of those apple pies like 2 days.
2 days.
And we don't have kids or anything, so it's just us and the dogs eating it. No, I'm kidding. Feed the dogs that. But yeah, we got a new bin store, and that'd be awesome to find a MacBook Pro at a bin sale.
I guess when we were doing some bin sales, we found a couple tablets.
Nothing like iPads or
nothing
anything.
Like iPads or anything like super expensive, but as far as electronics are concerned, no phones, no crazy things.
I mean, I'm trying to think what some of the craziest stuff is. We found that Department 56. What is that? National Lampoons. That was like $200. We've had a few things in like the $400, $300 range from bin sales in the past, but yeah, definitely MacBook Pros would be a crazy find. How has the USPS constant pricing increase affected you? I sell here and find it here and there and find it annoying just for the little bit I do. So I kind of come from it from a different perspective personally, and Jess can weigh in after, I guess. Just like when it comes to like the USPS price increase, like as we've been listing, the amount that we're getting on our listings has been going up concurrently. If you think about it, like video games that you were selling last year for $10 are selling for $12.99 this year, and a lot of things are just up. Prices are up, and I'm not really paying much more for the stuff when I'm outsourcing. So for me, I've been able to eat that cost pretty decently. I mean, I guess it would really depend on like what niche you're in. Everything's about scale really too when it comes down to it. So the more listings you have, the more sales you're making, the more you can eat sunk costs like shipping. So it hasn't really had a dramatic impact to us yet. Why are you backing that up?
Because Anthony says that you're really loud.
Jess is pretty quiet. Now I'm going to be really quiet. I'm going to yell.
And now I can't see the chat.
Now it's really awkward. There.
It's fine. You're fine.
There. Let's see if we fight over everything. She starts it too.
I started nothing.
But yeah, that's I guess my ramble on USPS. We're pretty much able to eat those costs for the most part. And of course, go to UPS when it's cheaper.
It doesn't really make a difference in terms of whether we do post office or UPS. Most things that go UPS will go UPS because they're big anyway. So it's not like the hike in USPS makes us go use UPS.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say it's probably, they're usually pretty extreme, like the USPS and UPS rates. Oh, see? There we go.
Yeah, now I have to go like this to see the chat.
All right. So let me see. So is the Q&A started it, or are you just waiting it? Just waiting it. So it started, I guess. How often do items just never sell? I mean,
we do have some things left in our store that are a year old now.
Over a year old, yeah.
From when we started.
And that's going to happen. But the thing is, you should be buying your inventory so cheaply. Like I've mentioned in a couple videos in the past, you kind of want to make sure that your crafting can't lose deals. If you see something at a thrift store for $5.99, you don't want to flip that for $14.99. It's just not going to work out for you. So yeah, you got to be buying this stuff so cheaply that it's okay if a few things don't sell. And sometimes, like you might have an item for over a year and then it finally does sell. And if you bought it for $1 and it sold for 20, it's a pretty good come up, even if you had to wait that long.
I think also you pick differently now than you did a year ago.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd agree. I mean, everybody picks. I think people evolve, right?
I think that you're a person like, oh, I can make $1 on this, and you buy it. But that was a year ago you, and now you would be much more selective in terms of how much is it going to cost to ship, what kind of packing material are we going to use, how long will we have to sit on it. So,
and
you're choosy.
Yeah, I think I'd be able to become pickier because, like, when we started, we did, I had just lost my job. We had funding, we had savings and whatever to be able to go out there and make whatever buys we wanted, but we didn't have any inventory. So I'm out there building inventory. Once the inventory got too high too fast, which it eventually did over a few months, especially when, I'm taken away from the listing and that side sometimes when it comes to editing video, then essentially, like, I have the ability to be picky. Like, I could go out to thrift shops and be like, oh, that's $5.99. I'd only want to pay $3 for it, and just pass on an item and not even care now. And yeah, so I guess we have so much stuff that I'd be able to be really picky lately. Trying to make sure I don't miss anybody here. If I skipped you, let me know.
Grateful Thrift says, what do you do when a buyer sends you a message 85 days after a sale that the controller for an Xbox One broke? Do you reply to the message? I had a 30-day return, but 85 days.
Grateful Thrift, we actually had something kind of similar occur recently, and we've had it a few times in the past, actually, but very recently is pretty... But ours was more on the ticking time clock of could she leave feedback or not. So after 60 days, they can't leave feedback. If you had a 30-day return policy, that's what you offered, and that's what they agreed to during the listing. I would decline the return and leave it at that. If they keep messaging you, just tell them that you had a 30-day policy. That's what they agreed to when they purchased it. It's in the listing, if you're speaking about eBay, that is. And they can't leave feedback. They can't leave any feedback, negative or positive, if they haven't left it already after 60 days. So the 60th day since the transaction was completed. So you're safe to say, or it's safe to say that you're safe on that. Jeez, that was a mouthful.
And eBay backs you up on your return policy if you have one.
Yeah, that's the one thing. If you have a return policy, then you are actually able to decline these returns. And even if it's an item not as described, if it's after the return day, policy period, it's one of the benefits of having a return policy. What's going on, Leah Les? I've got...
We also missed the running 2010 Cheers from Canada. Love your videos.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
I like Canada. I've been there.
I've been to the Niagara Falls side of Canada, and it was all right. You guys have different looking money.
Different looking money.
But I count it in the 13 countries I've been to. Wolf then said, what advice would you give a 52-year-old young guy just starting out? So take it slow, find a niche that you want to start in, and expand from there. Don't buy high-risk items right off the bat. So if you're not familiar with a certain form of electronics or something like that, maybe not. Just kind of ease into it. And that's kind of what I would do. Watch YouTube videos. No bias or anything, but I'd say mine. And but yeah, that's probably that's probably it. I would take it. It really depends on your financial situation. If you're trying to replace a full-time income, like I did, then I wouldn't advise doing what I did necessarily and just rushing right into it. Even though I had experience in the past.
We're going to come back to...
when you move that?
I can't see.
Would you lift? Okay.
So I just want to point out that I really enjoy Sarah's comment. I'm just messing with you calling you Justin. My husband calls you that because I like your voice.
Oh, Lord.
You're not the only one that calls him Justin. It's the most common name that... people mistake his name for.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I really, really like that. That's funny. That's something he would do.
Please.
Please.
when I'm ordering from eBay, not sure who I'm ordering from. I'm new at this. I'm in Clarksville. Can you give me how to order from you? I'm confused.
So ordering from eBay is much like ordering from Amazon. You search for what you want. There's a add to cart. You go to your cart. You check out. And eBay lets you pay in multiple different ways using PayPal or eBay payments or I think straight to credit card. I don't know. PayPal kind of has a monopoly on payment systems.
Well,
so
eBay uses now eBay managed payments. So they take PayPal as one option, and then they have somebody else, I guess, that's processing a credit card. It's really confusing to me how they've done it. But then you could still go through PayPal to use your credit card information there. I don't know. Whatever she said.
Richard says, what's the hardest item that you have sold that you really wanted to keep? Everything must go.
Probably. I'm not huge on keeping things personally. However, if I had a choice if I was just infinitely rich and could pick any item, it would probably be the 2 foot by 2 foot huge N64 sign. You can see it on my Instagram or my TikTok. It's one of my earlier posts on either. I don't know if I have it on TikTok actually, but I know for a fact it's on my Instagram at ProPicker Ohio. No shameless plug there. Not trying to get Insta famous or anything here.
I would say that after starting this business, it makes me want to be a minimalist, and it makes me really, really think really, really hard. Do I really want to bring this into the house? Do I really need this? Whatever it is. And generally, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to buy whatever it is that I think I need because why? And then I don't miss it. So
every reseller is posting a video tonight. I'll never get through them all. See, mine's actually tomorrow.
Don't worry about them.
Yeah, don't worry about those.
We're here.
Yeah, we're right here. Just and I have a backlog too. So if it auto plays after this, just there you go. No, I appreciate you watching.
Ooh, full-time picker. I bought a board game at a flea market, Gumshoe, the Hard-Boiled Detective, and it sold on eBay for $150. Congratulations. That's nice.
Yeah, that's a good. You paid 8. Okay, yeah, no, that's a good turn right there.
How do you keep track of your sales and expenses throughout the year?
Haphazardly through spreadsheets, and then we go to our CPA, and she goes insane. But we'll let her address that a little more. That's
kind of my job. He basically barks numbers at me. And we kind of go through it. He's like, I pay blah, blah, blah plus tax for this. And by the time we sell it, I'm really, really behind on our reconciliation right now. But we should be doing it monthly or even more often. But I'm still on the second quarter. And basically what I do is download the spreadsheet from eBay of all of our sales, go through and say, add a column. We paid whatever dollar for each individual item that sells so that it kind of goes into the end and you can see what our total net profit is. And then we give that to our CPA and then they tell us how much money we have to pay the IRS.
Which is not fun.
No.
So that's essentially it. What she said. What else do we have here?
Hi from Connecticut. Love your channel.
Hey, thanks.
Big D777. I'm having a lot of fun with this.
Are you?
I wasn't sure that I was going to.
So I actually used to live stream. Not everybody knows this, but a lot of you probably do. I was / I guess still am a Twitch partner, and so I used to do this I streamed 7 days a week and for like almost 3 years or something absurd like that, which was insane. I don't know how I pulled that off, but I guess I haven't had a day off since Christmas right now, so we're at 11 months.
We might take a day off tomorrow.
No, I think we're gonna go for the streak. Let's go 1 year. I was gonna take the day off, but you encouraged me not to.
I did. This is my fault.
Was that NCAA football video game you always look for? So that's NCAA 14 on either the Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3. And yeah, anytime you can pick that up. Right now, complete, it's going for roughly about $100 with a case. It doesn't have a full-on manual. It has like a black and white manual, I think, that says like download full instruction manual.
Mahi says, have you ever tried reselling consoles like PS5 and Xbox Series X? They're a hot 300 profit margin right now.
So I haven't really gotten in that game. I mean, I follow a lot of resellers on Instagram that do this, I guess, scalping. I'm kind of neutral in my opinion on scalping. I'm not like one of those. I could see both sides of the argument on it. I prefer going out and kind of hunting for items in the thrift stores, yard sales, flea markets, and stuff like that. Personally, I used to do a lot of retail arbitrage before it was called that, like in the early 2010s, which is funny to call it the 2010s. Makes me feel old. But
yeah, I like that.
Yeah, the early 2010s, back when I was a flea marketer, I'd kind of flip like that. But nowadays, we're just so busy with everything that we have going on. I don't really feel like bringing on another channel of merchandise like that, or in like that kind of a category.
Full-time Picker says, I'm 22, starting to resell after high school. Good on you. It's busy and it's fun. He also said, try Facebook Marketplace. I don't ever want to do Facebook Marketplace.
So we actually started with flipping some pallet merch when we restarted the resale business. And with that, we actually were selling some stuff locally on Facebook Marketplace.
Because of its size.
And it was just kind of miserable. It's not really an experience I like. So, like, I would rather have thousands of listings on eBay and just fulfill the order, pack it, ship it, send it off, than have to deal with, like, meetups and stuff like that. And I know there's shipping on Facebook Marketplace. I get that totally. But I'm just kind of focused on eBay right now. I would like to build up thousands of listings and see how much money we can make from that. There is a flaw in that plan, of course, if, you know, anything ever happened with eBay, we would be up a creek, but...
That's true.
That is, so it is, I mean, there's advantages to diversifying, because somebody else had mentioned cross-posting, too, so to cover that, I guess, in this. I have been considering, for a few months now, there's a couple services, there's like Hammock, I think that they're a little bit different, but there's like a List Perfectly as well. Not sponsored by any of these guys. I've been considering that and cross-posting anything through them from now on or something, like with Mercari. So we have like kind of a backup, because we did have that suspension, and what was that, about 3-4 months ago now, and you know that was kind of scary, because like 3 days of lost revenue, or what if it's more than 3 days, you know, someday. And yeah, so that's just kind of my ramble on that.
D. Russo wanted to know how he would know if he was on our site. If you go to any of his YouTube videos, the link to the store is in the description. If you click on that, all the stuff, you go straight to our site and see all of the items that are things that we've posted.
1 second. I'm going to pull up the store link right now. So tell an entertaining anecdote.
Oh, I don't do on the spot.
I will post the link.
Our store is called Buckeye Treasure Pirates, which is not necessarily a name that either one of us like. We just had to think of something quickly, and that happened to be what we came up with.
Oh, okay, so here's even something else to add to that, actually. So eBay is a website that's 25 years old, and so we called it Buckeye Treasure or whatever, thinking that we could always change it, right? Well, you're able to change the store name on the eBay stores, but then if you want to change your link, you have to go into the old site, the legacy site of eBay, which exists just for certain small features or something. It's really convoluted and confusing, and then you have to individually do that as well, and I just never got around to it, so I don't know. probably never get changed because now I would have to go back. I guess you can bulk edit your YouTube descriptions, but it's really annoying. What if somebody has it bookmarked at this point? So somebody asked how I got that asteroids cabinet. I actually have a video on that, and I picked it up at a yard sale and surprised her with it.
I wasn't the happiest, but I guess it could have been worse. It could have been bigger. Rodrigo, I am not his sister. I am his wife.
Ew.
And Denise, thank you. This purple is my natural color.
Jeez, you're really hamming it up for this
I
chat.
like it. It's fun. I never get to be whatever, you know.
What?
Part of the fun.
Oh,
I'm all numbers and shipping and listing.
So
and,
remember, part of the fun is like 4-hour edits. Do I pick trash piles? So I've barely done any trash picking. This kind of funny though. I have dumpster dived for coupons before. So back when extreme couponing was still profitable, there was a recycling dumpster, and there's something called the bag. And so they'll throw coupon inserts in them and chuck them in people's driveways, which annoy most people. However, the people that got that job locally, I think they were just pitching them all in the recycling bin and saying they distributed them. I don't know. So I went in the recycling bin and I was getting like stacks of them or something. Or maybe they got too many of them. I don't know. And I would get like hundreds of items that way for free from the store. This was like old school me. That kind of stuff. If I had the foresight in like 2013, 2014 to record some of the stupid and crazy crap I did just to make a few $100s at the flea market, that channel would have been 10 times cooler than my current one. Like, it would have been insane. What is the best place to price cards? Cards are not a specialty of mine. Whenever I do anything card related, I'm looking up eBay comps like it's any other item.
We have some cards that are sitting in a box that will sit there for a long time because it's just not a priority. We don't know of any app that you can use to quickly look them up. And I think the one card that we have that we need to get graded, I've been sitting on, and now to get it graded is already like $150 from whatever that grading site is. So
like PSA.
Yeah, PSA, and I'm not gonna do that. Do you tend to sell middle media such as
Medium,
cassettes?
Yeah. Oh.
Or CDs a lot anymore? We do sell very few CDs. I think we've sold 2 or 3 cassettes. That's just not. I keep a cassette for testing.
We media wise, we sell a smattering of VHS, DVDs, obviously Blu-rays. I just kind of consider that all the same, and obviously video games. That's probably our biggest. That and DVDs are our biggest media. Probably followed by vinyl. I can't find. Can you link it? Let me see. I can, because you're asking me to do shameless self-promotion, and I love that.
What are we doing?
I'm linking a video.
Oh, is it the arcade cabinet video?
If I can ever find it. Jeez, how long ago was that?
I want to point something out. Nobody has noticed that your shelf has changed.
Yeah,
and I'm a little upset about it.
What kind of super fans are you? Wait,
and Asteroids is not on because
it's gonna start playing an ad right now. No, okay.
I can't reach the plug.
Okay, we're doing it. We're pasting this. Watch this afterwards.
Linda says, after doing inventory, I realized some of my items that I listed are no longer listed and I did not remove them. What happens? I don't. So there are things that we have listed, and if you go and you search for it, you can't find it. I think we recently listed 2 breast pumps, and I know for a fact that I listed them early in the morning, first thing, and then while he's making a video, he likes to go to our listings and put them in his video, and he couldn't find them, but they were on our store. You just couldn't search for it. eBay's kind of I don't want to call them names, but
eBay's temperamental.
they're temperamental, and I think maybe they like to review your listings, especially for things that are like
controversial or
Yeah.
Vero or
So,
health related.
eventually they came up, but they were kind of missing for a little bit. So if that's what you're talking about, that happens. But I don't think we've had a situation where we've listed something and then it just disappears.
The green wall art's actually on the shelf now, and then we have an intention to put something
top.
something else there.
Do you want me to show it to them? It's so cool. I'm so disappointed I didn't put it
The
up
Bowser?
there. Yeah.
Well, they'll see it. We got to give them something to click on the
look
next
forward
video
to.
for, right? I mean, like, No, we covered a lot of this.
Goodwills around you restock, or is it just random?
I have a tendency. I have an inkling on when a lot of them have a higher chance of putting out new stock. So of course, I'm trying to go around those times. But sometimes, I'll pop in the afternoon or evening. Not lately, but in the past few months I have, and see that they're also putting out inventory, and I'm like, thanks, you're cheating on me. Like, how dare you? How dare you give other people a crack at it, right? But no, I mean, I do have an idea of the time frames that some of the different stores in my area do restock.
Gary, some of the stuff behind him is for sale. Actually,
the He-Man
just two
and the
things.
Skeletor are for sale currently.
I think those are the only two things.
And they're listed on my store right now. Our store. My store.
It's our store.
Our store.
What is your favorite thing to sell?
I'm gonna have to go with video games. So I started out in the 2010s. This is so weird saying that. In the 2010s.
You're old.
Flipping video games on eBay. And the values weren't even near what they are now. So the returns just weren't the same. I've always enjoyed it, though. I think I get the same, thrill of the hunt, finding the vintage stuff. Mainly, the collectors do that like to hunt for it. I just don't really care about sitting on a bunch of video games. I like finding them, and that's how I get my nostalgia. And then finding them out in the wild, and then I have no problem flipping them. I don't get attached or anything. Especially when you factor in things like emulation, the fact I have Xbox Game Pass, 100 Xbox games I have even played, and 300 Steam games I haven't played. So, yeah, I already have quite a bit. So I really have no, burning desire to sit on a bunch of media. But I like finding it.
I don't think you've ever found any uncut baseball cards.
No, I've never found any uncut. Am I comfortable? Yeah, it was ProGun XZX was the account name. I mainly streamed Arma 3 and Life mods at the time before they got insanely popular with Grand Theft Auto 5. Most of the Life mod community was on Arma 3, and probably had I not quit streaming and not went corporate and finished my degree and stuff, I probably would have had a pretty crazy stream right now. I definitely would not have been able to keep up the 7 days for a week for 5 years that I used to do. Are you going to get merch anytime soon? I just totally skipped it because she keeps skipping around questions.
Well, you keep going down to the bottom, and I'm like, I don't want to miss anybody.
No, she's intentionally skipping you, Adam. Because
I am not skipping you, Adam.
Because we're bros, man. So, are you going to get merch anytime? I said I was going to get stickers at 10K, and we're almost at 20K now. So stickers would be the first thing. Shirts, historically, I sold shirts on my Twitch stream once through Twitch. When you do that kind of print on demand stuff, there's not a lot of money in it. If I did any kind of shirts, it would just be for fun, for the sake of having a shirt if you wanted to get one.
I think stickers will be first because they're easy and we can get a lot of them, and we can put them in with our people that order from our store. And I think the biggest thing is to come up with a sticker that we like so that we can order a bunch.
John, I probably won't get too much into politics. Do I have some firearms? Yes. But I wouldn't get too much into it just purely because like it's a flipping resale channel and everything's become about politics over like maybe the last 8 years or so. I feel like it's intense and it's just like to the point where I'm just tired. Like it's like people talk about Trump and Biden and I'm just exhausted by it. Personally, I used to be like all in it, like it was like the thing for me to talk about, but it's like kind of like one of those things where you get what you wish for. Like you wished everybody would start talking about politics more and taking things more seriously, and then you're just like, nope. I really wish I hadn't have wished for that. Um, Big gulp drink cups. I'm sorry. You go ahead.
You have some broad shoulders. Do you bodybuild?
Maybe. I'm not gonna do it.
The answer to that is yes. Yes, he does. I did want to go back. Cynthia says, since the amount is lowering to $600 for a 1099, what type of business license do you suggest?
So
we're not CPAs or
lawyers.
So disclosure.
Not lawyers.
But what I would say is that we have a business license through the state. Anybody can apply for one. Each state is different. So if you're not from Ohio, I mean, I don't know how it works for you, but you go to the state website and you apply. Now, with that said, $600 is kind of ambiguous. So if you work a job, a corporate job, and you make $35,000 a year or whatever, and your side hustle makes $500. Just because that is under $600 doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have to claim that. It's because you already made $35,000 plus $500, you have to claim all that. So think about that before you deal with your side hustle money, I guess.
And quite honestly, like, regardless of what like somebody's opinion is on like taxation, and the complicated structure that we have in the United States, you have to pay your taxes. Like if you don't like I think the threshold was what, like 10 or 20,000 or something like that before this, where payment processors had to do a 1099, like PayPal and eBay and whatnot. The if you were underneath that threshold, you probably should be reporting anyways, like, because you should pay your taxes. If you don't, like, and
if you don't, they will get you.
And they may get you, and it's not worth that chance. They may.
They'll get you. What is the thing that the people say? What, nothing's guaranteed except death and taxes. The IRS will get their money, whether you want them to or not.
Are there a lot of thrift stores within, say, 25 miles of you? We have a good chunk of thrift stores. There's the ones that I have, things that make a thrift store, like, preferable to me, obviously, or how close they are to other thrift stores, so I can create a route, and how good the inventory is and the pricing. So there's a lot of thrift stores. There's ones I don't frequent as much because they're outliers, or because of the fact that they just don't have the inventory or the pricing down for me. Have you ever had, you've asked this multiple times, sorry I haven't hit you up on it. Have you ever ran into recording in stores or private sales? So yeah, actually I have a video where I was asked to stop recording at the Goodwill bin, so I just left and went across the street to Valley. I don't have a ton of luck personally at our Goodwill bins. Other people do, so I'm not bashing them. Ours feels so chaotic, though. Like, it's insane, so it's not really my favorite place to go. So when they asked me not to record, I was just like, okay, and left, because I hadn't really been there that long at that point.
I think most all of the...
Oh, a pawn shop. Pawn shops oftentimes will ask me not to record.
Most of them are familiar now with you, and they're kind of okay with it. But if you forget your camera and you go in and you try to record with your phone, then they kind of get snippy because they're like, "Oh, you can't do that here."
Yeah, and I don't really try and sneak recording, and I'm not gonna bash other creators that have to, because like if you have two thrift stores in your area and you have to do that, I get it. But for me, I just wear, I don't have it near me, but it's just the chest mount, and I used to wear a backpack, but then I had a really cheap backpack strap that actually killed this GoPro. I need to part that out now. Um, However, yeah, that's basically it. I just wear it out in the open, and if anybody says anything, most people, aside from the police video, just casually ask, "What are you doing?" or "What is that? Is that a camera?" And then I tell them, the over and over again that I have a little YouTube channel where I show off my thrift store and yard sale finds and stuff like that. And they're usually like, either like, "Oh, that's really cool," or they're just like, "Okay."
I think we're also in a place where not a lot of people film doing what they're doing. Like if you went to LA,
Yeah.
everybody films what they're doing, so it's not a new thing. So here it can be kind of weird, but people are really receptive of it and they kind of think it's cool.
Yeah, I think people find it interesting here.
Yeah.
I think in LA, like people are probably sick of like kicking people out if it's corporate policy and stuff. So like blow ups might happen more. I don't know, but
Oh, I have never been to a Dayton Flyers game. Have you?
I've been to UD Arena a few times. I don't know if I went to a Flyers game as a kid or not. I actually grew up in this area, and we moved back here after getting married, and
I'm
from
not from here.
from Columbus. So I moved back here, taking her with me. So I increased the population of the Dayton area. Look at me. Let's see. I'm looking through here.
Hi, Amanda from Lancaster. Taxes and death. Oh, I'm sorry, Nancy. Taxes and death. My stepdad died this morning. Screw the taxes.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. That is rough. I ran, unrelated, but ran into a fellow picker. Not a video guy or anything, not a YouTuber, but he had mentioned that his brother had passed away the day before, and I was like, jeez. But I mean, I think like if you have nothing else to do, like sometimes, that's how he coped with it, I guess, was going around the thrift still. But yeah, that's rough.
Keeps you active.
It's rough losing people. Yeah, I've had a fair amount of deaths in the family over the past couple years, and it's tough.
Cynthia says, what do you do with the states that you sell to and eBay doesn't collect the taxes? We rely on eBay to collect the taxes for all the appropriate states. So if they don't and they're supposed to, that's on them.
I guess. California Goodwills are insane for $2 for CDs and DVDs. Yeah, so like actually our CDs are $1.99 here and our DVDs are $2.99. So really like bare minimum it's got to sell for like $12.99 shipped. For me to be even be interested in them at all. Does the extra YouTube ad revenue help with your inventory purchases? So we had enough capital built up. So honestly, I'm going to do a video on how much seriously, I actually am. I know I say this all the time. It's hard because I have such a demanding video schedule that I've set for myself to do unique stuff and fun projects. But I'm going to do it anyways eventually. Talking about how much I made in my first year as a YouTube partner, it's going to be less than you think it is. I'm pretty sure. And I would say that I've actually lost money by not focusing as much effort and attention on the resale side because of the time that I've taken away to edit, and basically working two jobs is also kind of exhausting. So that takes away from my focus as well that I'm able to give the resale business. So I think, overall, I think I would have hit that 6 figures in net profit this year that my goal is for next year, or closer to it, if it wasn't for YouTube. And I'm not complaining. It's an investment. Like, I think, like, YouTube's not one of those things for most people that you start up and, expect to get somewhere overnight. Most people aren't overnight sensations, especially in this category. And I think with that, you have to build it up. And the first, I think it's shocking and surprising. I mean, I know I put a lot of work, but it's definitely surprising to even have gotten to this point with it this quickly.
Going back.
Somebody said I had a weird sense of humor, and I will agree with that. I'm
Yes.
quirky would be the nicest way of saying it. What would you say?
Sure.
What would you call it? What would you call it?
I don't know. King of dad jokes. Like, you get a very light dusting of dad jokes in videos. It is dad jokes constantly in this house. And then he kind of gets upset with me if I don't. He's like, what? No, that wasn't funny? And I'm like,
so.
But I do laugh at pretty much all of his jokes.
Actually, I don't want this idea to get stolen, so I'm keeping it in here for right now. But I was going to mention some different, like, stuff that I kind of wanted to do with the channel.
Wait, I was going to go back.
Oh, you're going back? Did we miss something?
Yeah, Daryl said something about, did we ever find whoever keyed your car?
No.
I saw that you got it fixed. We have not gotten it fixed yet.
No, actually, you probably saw the other side of the car. Yeah, we haven't gotten it fixed yet. We haven't, nothing's been resolved with it. Purely just based off time. I might just leave it. I mean, it's really the interior's getting beat up, picking and throwing stuff in and out of it and stuff. So I don't know.
Will your eBay account take care of you in the long run, like food, college, retirement? I think we're building it up to be something that we can live on, but it is a business that takes constant feeding. And constant attention. So we don't take vacations. We don't put the store on vacation. We list every day. We ship every day. It is a very demanding business.
What's y'all's age? I'm 37 in 6 days, and she is turning 21 next month. You don't have to answer. You're a lady.
Whatever. I'm 35. I will be 36 in January. I think this sounds right.
21, what? They say YouTube is the hardest platform to make money. Actually, I would say Twitch is probably harder if you don't blow up quickly or something. I made, and this was in like, as a Twitch partner, streaming like 7 days a week, so little. I don't even know if I want to say it. It was like 18 grand for my last year of streaming Twitch. But it was like one of those things where I was building and whatnot. Do you like the Goodwill? And if I kept building on it, you know, I probably would have made more. Do you like the Goodwill outlets or the regular thrifts better? Thanks. Hey, Ken. I see you all the time in the comments and do appreciate that. I'm not big on the Goodwill outlets personally. And it's, first off, I'm not able to film there. So, I mean, I could sneak it, but I'm not going to. So
I can't go to the outlet.
Yeah, she does not like the outlets personally.
It gives me too much anxiety.
Yeah, I don't know. They have like a really weird routine and pattern at ours. And it's like one person per bin and they all line up in little squares in front of where the bins are going to come out. And then they do rotations and stuff. And it just gets a little bit crazy. And then all of a sudden you think you're supposed to be the only one on this bin. And people start grabbing and it gets kind of crazy and they'll chuck stuff around. And I mean, the thing is, it's kind of dangerous for me because like I've stepped back and know how like driven and competitive I can get, that I know for a fact that it could get pretty nasty, I think, like also, honestly. But I'm not bashing the bins. I'm not bashing Goodwill as an organization or anything like that. It's just not my cup of tea. And yeah, I'd rather be out there at yard sales and normal thrift stores with a cart.
I do see other videos of people that go to the bins, and their bins look way more nice than ours too. So I don't know. Also, Gamper says, big fan. I mean this in a nice way. You'd be great in a remake of Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer.
I get that. So like the
I
thing
don't
is,
know what he's talking about.
he's talking about me. But
I know he's talking about you.
Well, no, I've heard of like different things like where I've been like compared to. This is gonna be one of those things where somebody clips it and puts it on TikTok or something. So I should stop, but I won't. So I've had that like mentality or that where I come off as intense, and I just think it's how my eyes are and how I stare and stuff and whatever, and how I look in the cameras.
I will say
No,
that on our first date, that was like the number one thing that I noticed about him was that he had these big, intense, unblinking eyes that stared through your soul. But I married him, so.
Yeah. Oh, somebody you scooted up on here, and now.
Just went through your old Twitch, heard you drop the
I did mean it
F-bomb.
in a nice way. No, it's fine.
Life is ruined.
What'd you say?
I said, just went through your old Twitch, heard you drop the F-bomb. Life is ruined. Well, this is the family-friendly channel.
So I had started out my Twitch meaning to make it family-friendly, and then it just became not that, and it couldn't have stayed family-friendly with the content that I was streaming because everybody else is swearing anyways. But yeah.
We do not cross-list on different platforms, and
I have debated on starting to do that though.
Ooh.
But well, List Perfectly or other services like I think Hammock does it. Don't tell me if it. Feel free to tell me if it doesn't. But there's other ones out there as well, and I've been debating on doing that with Mercari. Just because it's the most similar to eBay, just to have a backup channel really in case anything were to happen with eBay. But more of a praise. I love the fact how much work you put into this. Been watching since the beginning. It's crazy how much of you exploded on YouTube and eBay. Hey Adam, I appreciate that. Yeah, so does Jess, I think.
Yes. We have been together 5.5 years.
About a little over, yeah. We've been married 5.5.
Somebody asked.
This is actually from a video, so you can see on the bottom. There's
yes.
$1.50.
$1.50. And the McDonald's Employee of the Year 2018 is Sarah White. If you can see it in the camera.
And I was thinking about putting like a label maker and putting Pro Picker there instead. But here's the thing, like if I just put my name on the award, I'll be able to, like, if this picking in YouTube doesn't work out, I'll have that on my resume. While thrift store shopping, have you encountered people who aren't aware of or rude, like stays into the eye so that's gonna happen anywhere. Like I think probably Valley, which by the way, tomorrow's Valley video I put a lot of work into. And I know basically anybody watching a live Q&A is probably going to watch that, so I'm preaching to the choir. But it's definitely going to be, it's a banger. Which am I too old to say that?
Yes.
What the heck? Oh, I know we missed some because you do this, you scroll off.
Well, I scrolled so that we wouldn't miss any.
Okay, so we got, ever think of doing a collab video, one with Harry Tornado, or Osborne to Thrift would be awesome. You guys have taught me a lot. Yeah, I watch Harry Tornado's YouTube, and I watch Tim's Instagram stories. I've seen a few of his videos, of course. Yeah, that would be awesome. I mean, honestly, like when it comes to things like collabs and stuff, like I'm terrible at like networking, so I'm not good at networking when it comes to making the quick buck. So when it comes to picking and like getting people to sell me stuff, I'm pretty good at that. But like when it comes to like, I don't want to like with content creators, I don't want people to feel like I'm trying to like use them or something. So I always feel kind of weird like reaching out and chatting with them. And then because I feel weird, it probably comes off as weird. And also when it comes to collabs, it's just time. Like we have 3,000 some items listed. That doesn't happen without investing basically all of your time, especially when you're editing 4 videos a week. So, yeah.
I think if you do a collab with Harry Tornado, he has to let you call him...
Oh, yeah. So
Larry Hurricane.
Why do you have to say this?
Because I think
I
it's
made
funny
a joke.
and it's wonderful.
So I made a joke because
and he's a good sport too.
Well, okay, I made a joke when somebody made a comment to her that somebody made a comment that all I do is copy Harry Tornadoes purely because I went to a flea market in videos. And I mean, is there any inspiration that comes from Harry Tornado? I'll admit to it. Yeah, of course. He's one of the biggest channels in the niche.
He's got some great tips. He's got great content.
Yeah,
he's good.
Yeah, he's good. But like at the end of the day, like I was like, yeah. So anytime I do anything, I guess I'll just rename. It's like Harry Tornado. I'll just rename my channel Larry Hurricane, and she cracked up about it for some reason.
That was one of his better jokes.
Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna change the channel. Do you rent a storage place? Yes. So we have now we have inventory. I do not like our current setup, but we have an inventory room in the other bedroom. We now have an inventory room downstairs, and we have inventory all over the house, and it's gotten a little too complicated. The end goal is to get either an off-site place or a piece of property that has both like a place for the business and a place to live in. We almost purchased the perfect house for it. I actually have all the footage and everything, and we decided against it, and we really shouldn't have because we do real estate investment as well, and I think we would have killed it on appreciation. But of course, you can't guarantee something's going to appreciate. So like, you don't want to just factor in, I'm buying this just hoping it appreciates, because that's not a very good way of going about real estate. But yeah, so we've been wanting to do that. And then we would have, if we do something like that and move, we're going to keep this place as a rental most likely, even though that's kind of hard to say because now we've lived, and not a tax expert, not giving you tax advice here, but we've almost lived here for 2 years. So if we sold it, all of the capital gains or the gains, the net would be tax free, which would be awesome. So it's kind of hard to say.
Adam says, also, Jessica, you should do more YouTube videos with Dustin. You could be the real power couple of reselling. Lonnie who?
Oh, God. Lonnie's, he's like an established classic of the reselling community. So to be even compared there is pretty awesome. Yeah, I love watching the shed videos when I'm just like trying to like have something in the background when I'm doing things, because you know, it's you can pick up some good tips. Like, you know, I watch everybody else because I want to know what people are buying and what's selling on eBay. And it's an easy way for me to absorb that kind of information. So when I'm out in the field, I can be like, hey, I found this.
You're right. It's more about Haley Tornado now, not Harry. Harry is just a sidekick on his channel.
Who said that? Oh, nope. It's you. You're agreeing with him?
No.
That's a controversial statement.
I was just reading it.
I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. The whole reselling couple thing is a good angle for him. With her, like, I'm outsourcing.
It is cool that she was able to quit her job and now they do it together.
Yeah, that's fun. That's actually maybe something that we're considering. She does like her job and she's in a good place with it right now. So it doesn't necessarily mean that like that's something that we would want to do right away. The insurance is nice to have through the employer based, and you know, your employer subsidizes it. Yeah, but like, I mean, that's not the main factor. I think like she's satisfied with her work right now. So
I like it, and I think I would like to do this full time eventually, but I think I haven't made it in my mind yet. Plus, we haven't established our business in a sense that that it gives us buying power. So we like to invest in a lot of things. So my W-2 job tells anybody that we want to buy, like if we want to buy another house, that's guaranteed income. Because we haven't filed taxes for 2 years in a row for the eBay business, they don't count any of our revenue as actual legitimate incoming money. Even though we can prove all of our deposits and show that we have that money available or whatever, once we've hit that 2-year mark, lenders will count the money that we make on the eBay business as money that we can use to use purchasing power.
And same with YouTube. So we're a year shy on YouTube revenue counting towards, which isn't big enough to buy real estate with, but you know, you want to count every dollar you possibly can to qualify for as much as possible. And then, of course, you know, as we start renting out more of these single family homes and stuff, you're able to wash mortgages with the rent, or at least a good portion of them.
I think eventually, over the maybe next 2 years, two years maybe, I'll probably quit that job and do full-time this.
Possibly. And the thing is, like, I mean, who knows? In like 2 years, we might be more real estate focused. I mean, I don't see us going anywhere on a reselling side. You know, that might be more your niche of doing that part of it, because you seem to like that portion.
I don't like buying as much.
Yeah, the buying.
Mostly because I'm not as good at it as he is. But also, it's not my favorite thing to do. Maybe every once in a while, but
that's actually a good thing. So, like, I think we can complement each other, like, as we grow this business. Like, if almost everybody likes the buying aspect more than the selling side. So if she likes the selling and the admin side more,
it works.
And I like the buying side more, she's able to kind of pick up some of that slack on the admin and listing side. I still do some of that stuff. Like, I process, I picture, and all of that as well. But there's only so many hours in the day. So, like, if I'm going to dedicate time to YouTube, you know, it's nice to have her support with it, certainly. Bring in NC Picker. So we've actually discussed a potential collab. So who knows if anybody, it'll probably be him. You know, I'm trying to think.
Is he the one that's always in his garage?
Yeah, he's always in his garage.
Okay.
Yeah. With he built all that shelving himself, I think. So
I don't watch as many of the reselling videos. I much prefer mindless television as opposed to YouTube videos more often. So it's hard to keep them all straight.
Favorite video game. So I'd have to break that up into categories and nostalgia versus not nostalgic. So I would say probably Super Mario World for platformer. And I would go RPG from nostalgia's sake. I would go Final Fantasy 3 on the Super Nintendo. Final Fantasy 6 in Japan. Trying to think what else here. As far as first-person shooter goes, I probably have the most hours into Arma 3.
If you don't know what that is, that's a military simulation role-playing game?
Well, the role-playing's a mod for it. So actually, yeah, like... why don't you need to file taxes? So we file taxes.
Oh, you always have to file taxes.
Yeah, if you don't need to file taxes of selling on eBay. No, okay, so let me clarify something. I'm going to jump in on this. We were speaking about the real estate, about qualifying for mortgages for our real estate investment side, and we're not giving any advice when it comes to financial advice when we stated that. Typically, at least in Ohio, in our experience, you need to be any kind of business income, you need to have established for a track record for at least 2 years for them to count it. Unlike how employment income is handled by lenders, and that's what we were speaking on. We file our taxes and pay our taxes, and suggest you do the same.
Always pay your taxes.
Yeah, always pay your taxes. Don't go to prison. You look like Matt Skiba from Alkaline Trio. I'm not actually familiar, which I feel like ages me. How did you meet online? You were both a very smart couple. I wish I knew more when I was in my 30s. I'm in my late 50s. Hey, I appreciate you watching, and I'm glad that you are learning a lot from us and
That's
from the
part
channel.
Of the goal. I mean, entertainment, but
yeah,
some education.
Edutainment. Edutainment.
Sure.
I heard somebody else say it, and it's catchy. Opinion on Dollar Tree raising their prices to $1.25 each. Surprising they haven't done it sooner. It's a miracle that they're able to sell so much that they were able to keep the price to $1 for 35 years. I mean, obviously we are in a little bit of a bout of inflation, little bit being relative. We are at a bout of inflation right now. we're probably going to end up profiting from said inflation since we own two pieces of real estate that are highly leveraged. So when when we have only 25% down on our rental and like 0% down on this because we picked it up on a VA loan, that's a lot of equity that you gain the equity of appreciation from inflation on the entirety of the house, regardless of how much you actually have in the property. So we'll probably benefit from the inflation in the long run financially, personally. Other people, unfortunately, will not.
We do have 2 dogs who are sleeping very peacefully on the bed. Do you want me to get them? Because we're nearing the end, maybe?
If you... Are we nearing the end?
I don't know. I mean,
I was just going until I was burned out. If you want to grab one at a time or something, yeah. We have to put them back on the bed because we have luxury vinyl plank in our bedrooms. We did the entire house on an LVP, and I wouldn't suggest doing that unless it's for a rental. Because it's really annoying when you have animals and they click clack, and that's all you would hear in the mic is click clack click clack. This is Hannah, and she's like 14 years old, and this is the dog that I brought into the marriage. And
both our dogs are senior dogs.
She's the superior of the two. Oh, come on, really? Rowdy doesn't even compete.
She's I don't want to say she's the smarter one, but she's awfully cute. Look how cute she is.
Be sure to like the video. Hey, I appreciate that, Leah. Leah Liz, thank you. I always see you in the comments, and I really appreciate you watching all the time. And same to all you guys. Thank you very much. New reseller here. Lots of people buying my items and not paying right away. Well, first, if you're doing auctions, Pokemon Dentist, I would stop for most items and just do buy it nows. That can help. You're just gonna have to put in what dispute for non-payments or whatever they call it on eBay and relist when that happens. It's just an unfortunate thing that happens on our platform.
This is Rowdy. He's kind of tired, but he is also 14. They're living their best retired life here, I think. So he's a little crusty.
Do you guys invest in any crypto? So I have a very small stake in Bitcoin, not large at all. And I wish, obviously, everybody wishes they had bought Apple stock before the iPod came out, and Amazon when he was in his garage. It's just one of those things. I kind of wish I had gotten into it a little bit earlier, but at the same point, I'm not a huge... I like real estate, personally. I'm not huge on things that I can't control. So I can control a real estate property that I own, and I can leverage the heck out of it. So, I can buy a $200,000 property, and if I own or occupy it for 2 years, pay practically nothing down. Or 25% down if I buy it just straight up as an investment rental. So I tend to prefer things that I have a tangible control of over stocks, which we passively invest in through like IRAs and 401ks, but we're not like active investors typically. I did a little bit of stock picking during the beginning of the pandemic. And we did make some money doing that, but I probably would have made about the same had I just thrown it into an S&P 500, honestly. Yeah, Tesla, things like that. Of course, everybody wishes. It would be... I do too, Nancy, I agree. After a year, any plans of like what sold or how you pack items? So I had initially tried to do what sold videos. We're probably going to start mixing in some of that content during Q4 just because I won't be able to source as much. We're going to be fulfilling an eBay store that has 3,100 listings this year as opposed to an eBay store that went into last year Q4 at 1,400 listings. So we're going to have a lot more work cut out for us this year. So I probably won't be able to source as much. So I'm going to have to start bringing in some of that reselling order fulfillment and what sold type of content. But picking's going to be the main portion of this channel still. Just honestly, I'll be straight because people watch it more. And I want to succeed. So I'll probably mix some of that in, just kind of pepper it in.
Oh, someone asked earlier, I think, how do you decide whether you should have free shipping or charge shipping?
Okay, so we're gonna do the free shipping video, but like in the long run, you're essentially baking it, or I guess the short answer is you're essentially baking in. I don't know why I said the long run. It's because we've been going over the hour I had in my mind. But yeah, I guess the short answer on that is that you bake the shipping into the cost of your listing. So if it's a $10 item that costs $2.99 to ship, I know nothing costs $3, but let's just go with it. You would be $12.99 in free shipping, and you're doing that for the algorithm boost. Things I would advise newer resellers, and probably I'm going to start making a change for ourselves, is I would advise against really big items and doing free shipping initially. Get an idea of how much things cost to ship first before you start going free shipping on those. And I would stick with calculated shipping, especially as a new reseller in the beginning.
I would say if you have things that you can box up and weigh and know your dimensions, charge shipping for those. Like we have today, we're going to post a new wave oven that came in the box. I've already weighed it. I know the dimensions. So I'm just going to post it and then charge shipping so that the shipping will be covered when someone buys that item. Also, free shipping, I mean, it's not really free because you're charging it with the sales price, but it's also a psychological marketing thing too, because if someone sees something that has free shipping or the same item that costs less plus shipping, I think they're more likely to get the thing that is free shipping, even if it's the same cost overall in the end. Same with people buying things that end in 99, like something's $10.99.
It's doing what the market dictates. So eBay, on like their seller central thing, not the selling page, but the seller central, they have stats and stuff, and one of the stats is 70% of the items selling on eBay right now are free shipping. It's just where the market is. It's customer expectation. Somebody's going to click a $12.99 free shipping listing over a listing that says $10 plus $2.99 shipping, and it's just the reality of it now. But you shouldn't be giving away profit, and if you're selling at enough volume, every now and then you might lose 50 cents, you might gain 50 cents, but you got to be buying, like at least my business model is to be buying this stuff so cheap with such large margins anyways that you're able to eat the occasional loss, and you usually make up for it with the occasional gain. Oh, and retired good times, 100% on that. Alaska and Hawaii, Puerto Rico, you're able to restrict Alaska and Hawaii,
and Puerto Rico, and P.O. boxes.
And P.O. boxes. And on items that are actually big bulk, like huge items, I would advise, if you're going to offer free shipping, to restrict those areas. We're going to be doing that on all video game consoles that we offer free shipping on. Because I don't think we're going to have a hard time moving them to the so-called lower 48 contiguous United States. Not that we have any hatred against Alaska or Hawaii. But yeah, I would either offer calculated shipping or I would restrict.
eBay does have a thing now. I don't know if it's if you have a store set up or if it's for anybody that lists. You can create shipping profiles. And they did it on our behalf. So we have a ton of them, but I only use a handful. And one of those is we'll send it anywhere except for those places: Alaska, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, P.O. boxes, and the Northern Mariana Islands, because it costs a lot of money to go there.
Oh yeah, and have a happy Thanksgiving too, Cynthia. If you do free shipping, do you do best offer or fixed price?
Fixed price listings is what we do. We have very few best offer listings, and most of those were when we just started. So
move that closer.
I can't.
Your volume's too low. People, I knew that.
I'm trying to talk louder and
Well-
also not like bust out your eardrum.
Yeah. Well, then we have to have it closer because I just know how this microphone works.
Here, let me sit up.
After 300, yeah. Do you need to?
No, I'm okay.
Are you? All right.
Kinda.
If anybody just joining in, she has a bit of a back injury right now.
Yeah.
So,
Because I got an old lady back. Even though I'm not old. The rationale for restricting P.O. boxes is that big items that go UPS does not deliver to a P.O. box. So if someone only has a P.O. box and it has to go UPS because that's the most cost-effective option for you, then you can't do it. So that's why and we only do that on the big items.
so you're gonna get lowball offers on eBay, and that's just how it works. Like, it's just gonna happen, and I don't know. I mean, I've probably had people. I know I've had people at yard sales, and I know I've had people in the comments think I lowball at yard sales. So it's hard for me to get mad at people. What's the backstory in the Asteroids game? I wonder if I still have that linked. Copy. So something to watch later, but that's the I think the link to the video right there. Somebody else had asked, and I purchased it at a yard sale. I would buy anything if the price is right for flipping. We actually in a more recent video sold an arcade 1-up Pac-Man stool, and we got $150 for it. It was a good flip.
That was really cool, and that was something that I probably would have been cool to just like hang on the wall here.
Yeah, just
for
the
videos.
stool part. Yeah,
Yeah.
It would have been neat. But yeah, we just I like flipping everything. Just sell it real quick, you know. I get that was something I knew was going to sell because we're going into the season where people want a gift for the man cave and all that. Yeah. But this I would only sell through local pickup. I know they break down, but I just have no desire to put the effort in breaking it down. I don't have the time.
That was the question that we missed. Scott had asked. He works full time, so he has a hard time finding the time to list. What are the top categories right now?
I would say right now, yeah, toys, media, those would be your simple things. If you don't have a lot of time to list, really be hitting the media bins right now at the thrift stores. And I know everybody else is, so it is really competitive. However, you know, if you could find a ton of stuff for $1.99, $2.99, $1 at some thrift stores, and, you know, flip it for, you know, 12, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks, and they only take a couple minutes to list. You take the pictures real quick. Yes. Borrow a listing. I almost said the word steal. Borrow a listing through Sell Similar. And that's definitely what I would do if you were limited on time. Smalls. So if you're looking through and seeing the appliance section, buying the smaller ones, not the huge, big, bulky appliances like you see me buy. That kind of stuff. Everything goes up right now in this time of year in price and in demand.
I would say that if you have a hard time finding the time to list, what we do is we take chunks of time where all we do is take pictures, and we do it all on our phones. We take pictures. And then when we have the time, so on your lunch break, before work, if you're sitting in the car waiting in the Wendy's drive-through, you know, you have pictures available that you could list a thing or two. And that's kind of how we do it. You know, if we're just chilling around watching TV, you know, we have pictures that we can list type thing.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, media adds up. We have a couple media shelves or something like right now just filled with the stuff, and it's just one of those things where, like, not all of them are grand slams or anything, but if you're selling like 10 or 15 pieces a day, which we're gonna probably be at starting tomorrow because that's just how it was last year, I think it's gonna be like that this year. It's worth it. Hey, what's going on, Midwest Mom?
The beautiful thing about media is that it's so easy to ship. You throw it in a bubble mailer and it's gone.
Yeah.
And it all goes basically first class.
First class or media mail, so it's cheap.
Scott also asked, or no, Brent asked, he says he's debating if he should use the eBay International Shipping Program.
Global shipping program.
I would say yes. in the beginning, we weren't signed up for it because you have to go in and turn it on or whatever to participate for all the countries that participate in the program. You don't want to just ship internationally. That's dangerous. But if you participate in the global shipping program, I don't know if there are other hubs, but there is one in Erlanger, Kentucky. We're in Ohio. So anything, even if it's big, we only have to get it to Kentucky, and that's not very, yeah, it's not very far. So it doesn't cost us hardly anything to ship there, even if it's big. So I support it.
Yeah, I think the only time that we kind of got messed over on global shipping was one item. And you got to remember, like, we've sold a lot. We sell a fair amount of items, even through global shipping. Probably, if you averaged it out, nearly one a day. And we had that PC cooler where some guy claimed it wasn't new. And it would have cost so much to ship back. And it just turned into a big issue. Unfortunately, is like a water cooling system that we had gotten at the bin sale. So we did eat losing that item, and eBay really didn't have our back, and we were complaining about it. Usually eBay works with us quite often, and for that one, they were just like, "You're up a creek."
I will say that,
and I get really caring about it too. Honestly, I fight it. You have to, like. I mean, it's just like one of those things. Like, you can't just keep taking losses.
Another thing with the global shipping program is that eBay takes care of the customs and charges the customer all of the fees and the shipping for that. But you have to also take into account, you don't really have to think about it so much, but the items that you're sending internationally. So I know that Australia has rules on what items that they will receive. I don't know if we've actually shipped to Australia, but I do remember that we listed for sale a tiny little bonsai growing kit. I thought it was cool. I was going to keep it, but I was like, sell everything. So we did. Somebody across the pond bought it. And then once it got to customs, they basically canceled the sale because it was a restricted item that could not go into whatever country that it was going to. In that instance, eBay will allow you to keep, most generally speaking, will allow you to keep the initial payment that you got from the customer, and then the customer also gets refunded their money. So it's always something that could happen depending on what the item is, but you know, we don't sell a whole lot of things that would fall on a restricted item list. So,
and that cooler guy, I think he was really just fishing for a partial initially, which we agreed to, which we typically will not, after eBay really wouldn't have our back. And then all of a sudden it was like, no, I want to return it for a full refund. And the item was new, and he was obviously being dishonest. But it is what it is, unfortunately. That was one issue we've had with the global shipping program. Most times, like she's mentioning, eBay has had our back on it, and we've been good to go. Occasionally, you just eat fraud. That's one of those things where people, like, most of you guys are not these people, but you'll get comments on YouTube where people will be like, you're ripping people off, and you like have to realize, like, I'm taking the chance when I sell something on eBay that I'm just gonna eat it. And it will happen occasionally, so I have to factor things like that in when I'm making offers on stuff. I wanted to answer, do you think paying eBay promotion fees is worth it? So they have a new promoted plus thing, and they wanted us to actually like pilot it, which no thanks, where they would take where you pay per impression. You're going to want to get a little closer because this camera making it blurry.
Sorry.
No, I'm just saying.
And everybody needs to see my face.
Unless you want to be blurry, right? I feel like it was blurry, but maybe my vision just is.
Sorry, I was adjusting it.
Yeah, I guess back to kind of my point was that they have a new thing where it's like you're paying per impression. You don't want to do that. I don't think unless you have a ton of listings and you're going to benefit from an extreme amount of volume, but you do want to do like 1 or 2% promoted listings because it's kind of like game theory. Like if everybody else is doing it, then you want to make sure you're doing it too. So I would do like 1 or 2%. We typically do 2%. Hey, what's going on, Ashley?
We do have people that want to return out of remorse on occasion.
Yeah, so we offer buyer paid remorse returns. We've debated on doing free returns, but I'm fearful that that encourages those type of buyers to buy that are more prone to return when they see the free return lingo, I guess, in the listing. With buyer paid returns, we do have a lot of people that are actually honest and don't just do item not as described and will pay the return shipping. We've noticed. I'm a little fearful of making the leap to free returns. It feels like an element I can't control enough of.
We have had a few that have said it was not as described, to to not have to pay for the return shipping in their return request.
And you'll usually get messed over on that. I'll mention this, and I don't see enough people talk about it either on YouTube or on the flipping Reddit or anywhere, Instagram, anywhere. People need to be more diligent about making claims. And so I'm not saying this for like, if you're a new reseller and you're selling a small volume, it's probably not going to have the same kind of impact. But like if you are selling at any kind of real volume, like, and I don't want to sound pretentious when I say that, but like 10K or above, you need to really start looking at claims, shipping claims, because you are going to have people. You're not even fraud. You're just going to have people receive broken stuff, especially if you ship through UPS, which I hope I didn't just commit libel or slander there. But no, I mean seriously, it's our experience where it happens a little bit heavier with UPS, but it does happen with USPS. And to make sure that you're hitting you're hitting your claims and being diligent about actually filing those is really important, especially when you start talking about, like, we had a guitar shipped to California and we packed it perfectly. We did this through FedEx. FedEx even agreed with us that we had packed it very well. We had the guy send pictures of the packing materials. We bought a specific guitar box. The dimensions were built for a guitar that was packed in a case. It was like basically so much bubble wrap. It was a Fender Strat. No, it was a Fender Jaguar, or however you say that. And bass. It was actually a bass. And it broke and snapped in the neck. And it just happens. It doesn't matter if you pack certain things so well. If somebody chucks it because they're trying to meet their quota of, on their route.
Especially during the season when there's more packages, like now. And I would say that claims are very annoying and they're time consuming. But if you're persistent about it, generally you can get the majority of your claims paid. There are some instances where if you have a broken vase that you send to wherever and the customer throws it away, they've given you pictures, but the post office wants to inspect the physical item. And I've argued with the post office to no end to say, why would I bring broken glass to you? It's been thrown away. You see the pictures, but they don't care. They have a whole room in every single post office with stuff that they have inspected just because they want to be able to make sure you're not, filing fraudulent carrier claims with the post office. So some of those you just don't get paid and you have to eat.
Right, yeah. But I think we've been pretty good, and I think everything has room for improvement, of course, but we've been pretty good on keeping up with claims to the point to where we've been able to minimize like shipping losses. Yeah, and I think that's been a pretty big thing for us. That's helped us keep high margins when it comes to, because we have posted 90-day totals in the past. Anybody can post that, but we eventually I would like to run through like 2021 numbers with you guys and kind of actually share with you insight into how much we made. It's probably going to be months into 2022 when we're able to do that and do that accurately. But yeah, when you are picking, is there a resale price point? So I typically want to, it really depends on what it ships for. If it's a small first class ship, could be cheaper. So I don't hold a full minimum on like $20 or something. Media, typically I want to get like $10 if I paid $1 for it. $12.99 shipped if I'm paying $2 to $3. Excuse me, $2 to $3 is my minimum on that. But so I do have some minimums at Goodwill. If I'm buying something for $4.99, $5.99, and it's going like, say it's like an $8 to $10 priority, I have in my head that it needs to sell for at least $30. If I'm in a $7 or $8 bin sale, it's got to go for at least 35 to $40 shipped. If it's a smaller priority package. Do you get Veros very often? So we actually had an issue. If you go in my backlog, I'm not going to get into all of it right now, but it was based off of PlayStation 4 controllers. We weren't at fault, and we were found not at fault by eBay, and our restriction, our 3-day ban was lifted.
Pretty quick.
Yeah, actually really quick. I got on the phone about it and made my case and all of that. And yeah. Do you ever get full refunds on TI graphing calculators? I haven't had any personal issues with that. I could see the possibility of a screen getting busted in transit, though. And if that did happen, we would probably file a claim.
I don't know. That's pretty small. You put that in a box. Probably is not going to break.
Probably isn't, but probably.
But what he's saying is, he tested it, and then they say it doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, if I tested the item and then they say it doesn't work when they get it, either two things are happening. They're lying, or it broke somewhere between
here
and there. And I mean, honestly, customers never lie to you, right? So you just have them send you pictures of it not working. That's what I would do. Ask for pictures. It's not unreasonable to ask for pictures based on the fact that of course, I want to file a claim if I have my package insured.
Absolutely. And if you're selling a graphing calculator, that's high enough to be insured, I would assume.
Yeah, we would add insurance even if it went first class, just for that reason. Basically $40 to $50, around $50, even if it's first class, is where we start considering adding insurance to it. Where do you guys want to travel? She wants to go to Iceland, which apparently is the worst place to go right now for that disease I don't think YouTube wants us talking about.
Well, they had a once in a lifetime volcano erupting, but I think it stopped erupting.
Oh.
So.
Well, I mean, like the Northern Lights. We're watching Vikings right now, and Iceland does not look very hospitable on that show.
So. You were in the military. You've traveled quite a bit. I used to be a truck driver at one point in my life, so I've been to all the lower 48 states. I wouldn't mind seeing Alaska, although I don't really care for the cold, and I wouldn't mind seeing Hawaii, but it's too expensive to kind of go to. But I've been to Europe and seen stuff over there, so I'm kind of good, especially with the climate of what's going on in the world. I don't really want to go to Europe.
What's going on, Roddy fan? And just managing. Hello from upstate New York. I don't sell. You just enjoy thrifting for keeps. That's actually how I started. So like a lot of people look at me like I'm like, not a lot of people, but a minority of people comment that like maybe, I come off as a little bit greedy or whatever, but I was dead broke in my 20s. Like we're not talking like you're college broke trying to live off student loans. Like I was broke. And, we both have climbed to where we are through, a lot of hard work and stuff. But yeah, I started off just thrifting, looking for things that I needed, and then figured that, I could flip some of this stuff. And that was my first iteration of flipping at flea markets and stuff was, flipping stuff from the thrift stores, from yard sales, from couponing even. Back then, and taking it to the flea market and trying to make a buck, and eventually fell off of it, and now I'm back, and here we are.
Bayou says, I think my first eBay strike back in the day was I didn't know Velcro was copyrighted by 3M and is the Voldemort of eBay.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was copyrighted by 3M, but I guess that makes sense.
And as well as I don't really get this, so here's my thing, like OtterBox. It's absurd that you can't sell that. Like, so
you can't?
No, you can't sell it on eBay because you'll get a Vero because of the Vero intellectual property in the United States is absurd. So if I don't even have an OtterBox case, but I used to. But anyways, let's say for my phone I buy an OtterBox case and I'm done with it and I want to sell it. It's none of OtterBox's business, in my opinion. what the heck I do with that case once I give them the money for it. And because of that, I will never buy an OtterBox case again. So I would never feature them on my channel unless they paid me a heck of a lot of money.
I laugh
which is
because he protests a lot of different things.
Yeah, I'm like
we're not buying this product anymore. Don't buy it ever again. And I'm like, oh, the list is so long. I don't have it written down. I don't remember.
How did you both meet? We met online dating. Yeah. Hawaii is gorgeous. That would be awesome to go.
Oh yes, onesie is also.
Yeah, onesie.
We've done that before, and eBay corrected me.
Yeah, we got corrected.
It is footed pajamas.
I know Iceland's expensive though, just because like when you go there, all the food there is really expensive because I think it's just so expensive for them to import things for various reasons.
Okay, because everything is imported into Iceland.
Yeah.
Cynthia says she's put larger items on Facebook Marketplace with local pickup. We know that there's lots of scammers everywhere. eBay, Facebook Marketplace. I'm sure there are some on Mercari and all the other places that you can flip. I think for us, not using Facebook Marketplace is just simply because of the time. You have to go through so many people asking if it's available, working out a deal, finding a time to pick it up, them not showing up, and you go through that process until somebody eventually does show up. I think the one successful thing that you sold on Facebook Marketplace
was an N64 sign.
What? No. Well, yes, that, but also the sleds at the Hit a Winner.
Oh my God! So, if you guys,
which everyone thought that you were just ruining people's days because you bought up all the sleds.
Some people thought I was like some kind of like hero of capitalism. It was like all over the place what people's opinion were on that. So I have a sled video, probably older than most of you are as subscribers because it was kind of early on in my YouTubing, being a YouTuber. I don't know. I'm looking for it right now. I'm gonna link it for you guys because I'm so nice.
Last year we bought several pallets from an Amazon return sale, and one of those pallets happened to have about 15 sleds that you use in the snow. And we held on to them because those were big and we weren't going to be able to sell those online because shipping that would have been a nightmare. So we sold them on Facebook Marketplace and he was doling them out.
Oh, they sold so quick. And the thing is, like, okay, so like they retailed, so people were talking about as price gouging. Like these guys retailed at $9.99 and I was selling them literally for like $15 or two for $25. Like, literally for two, if you bought two of them you were paying $2.50 above retail with the tax baked in,
and really all that was doing was paying for our time and no one had to get out of their cars.
We hand delivered
it was like a drive-through. People just drove up, you chuck it in the back of their car or their truck and they were gone.
And we didn't go out and I'm not really anti-scalping, I'm not really pro-scalping either. I'm kind of like in the middle on that subject. I get both sides of the argument, like I mentioned earlier, but we didn't go scalp these sleds. Like these came from pallets that we bought in the summer because they were stock that had been overflow stock from the previous year. Mainly we had a really mild winter the winter beforehand, and so we were evil apparently for it. People were saying some crazy things like and the thing is, like people had their real name to it. One of the people actually like had his employer. Like I was half tempted, but I wasn't gonna get that petty to bring that into it. But I mean, I could have. I mean, the guy basically put his job on the line to insult me for selling sleds. What an idiot! But
we rise above.
Yeah, we were above. We are above that. People. We are bigger people.
Yes.
Do you still buy Amazon return pallets? We bought Amazon mystery boxes recently. We haven't bought any pallets recently from Amazon
because we don't have any room, and also
we have the places to go get them now. But
we have looked, and we've also considered buying one of those USPS
DHL
or DHL return pallets.
They're a mix of USPS and DHL
for the mystery factor, for the entertainment for you guys, but we don't have a lot of space right now. when we have a bigger place or we have a designated space for the business, we will probably buy more pallets and buy more bulk items because we would have the space for it. But right now our house is filling up real fast.
For those that don't know, DHL is a shipper like FedEx or UPS. Not everybody would know DHL.
Oh, yeah.
She's in shipping. Like, that's actually, like, her job. Sort of.
Logistics, I would say.
Yeah, a lot of shipping.
Most aspects, which is also why I handle the shipping claims when stuff breaks on their way to wherever they're going here with this business, too. I think, actually, we have been to one of the Amazon bin stores on, I don't know if it was quarter day, definitely $1 day, and fill a bag day. We've been there back last year. I think we've gone to those two and bought a bunch of little things.
You probably listened to Nickelback, which is just a way of trying to say I'm lame or something. Actually, so
is that
my
an insult? I feel like that's an insult.
It's meant to be an insult. But yeah, let's see. Favorite bands. Well, we both love Pink Floyd, so I guess that makes us kind of basic.
Yeah.
But I'm big into Metallica, Black Sabbath, hardcore metal.
Screamy metal.
I'm into that a bit. Classic rock, so your Queen. I'm not huge on Led Zeppelin. I know I don't hate Led Zeppelin, so don't start getting on me on that. Because definitely not that huge on the Beatles. Highest value item ever sold. Mine has been, I'm not even sure.
Halloween.
Halloween's up there.
Well, there was a Halloween poster that sold
for $800.
And even the Halloween snow globe in comparison to the purchase price, I think.
Now, that would be one of the highest margin items. We sold that for about $400, the snow globe VHS set. What's the hardest thing that you sold that you wanted to keep? Again, I answered that earlier, but I know live streams, the nature of them. You'll get the same question. With that, that was the N64 sign.
Yeah,
sorry, I don't know why I just blanked. I guess we've been at it for a little bit.
I can honestly say that there has been really nothing that he has brought into the house or we have bought that I couldn't let go of.
Will Robert Watkins ever make a comeback? So that's a character I played on my live stream on Twitch.
Smelly pig.
And so I don't think the time's right, and here's why.
And here's why.
Here's why. So Arma 3 felt kind of special. I think right now I have seen a little bit of the Grand Theft Auto 5 role-playing streams. And I think I never bashed any kind of content. I just don't really think like Robert Watkins fits into that mold as much. I think Arma just kind of had that kind of vibe to it. So maybe Arma 4, which is in development according to Bohemia. I might consider it. If I were to stream video games again, it might just be like I'm considering. I don't have the time for it. But I'm considering a second channel for this where we do more of like, it'd be a copy of the whole flipping concept where I have Pro Picker, Pro Flipper, or whatever. I have that channel set up. I just have no videos on it where I might do like video game streams or something over there too. I don't know. So maybe never. Maybe I had intended to not. It just kind of life got so busy. I had intended not to fully quit when I quit Twitch. It just kind of worked out that way. I do miss it sometimes, though. Do you do best offers? Sometimes, and we will entertain offers when we're given those, like via message, because we don't normally have or a best offer on. Got a small mystery box from Amazon. Yeah, our Amazon mystery boxes, we bought those 4 big ones, and that's in our most recent video. And I would probably not have purchased those again. Breon Arma 4. Yeah, I was really good at it from a role-playing and probably perspective. Kind of good. But I think from a mechanics perspective of being decent at the game, I was good at it. I don't know. I'm getting older, so who knows. My reaction time's not what it is. I do occasionally, very recently, play some games on the Xbox. But that's just to kind of like unwind. Mainly Battlefield 4 and Siege, stuff like that. Rob Zombie or Ozzy? Ooh, that's tough. So, Black Sabbath Ozzy over Rob Zombie. I would take Rob Zombie over solo Ozzy. And that's his personal preference. What's going on, Christopher? What's up? Hey, you have a good night, Nancy. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Found some farm fresh items recently. Worth the time to clean up or sell it dusty as is?
It really depends. Like, so how much time it takes to clean versus how much value does it add? I mean, if they're just farm fresh, like antiques where people enjoy that kind of patina and stuff.
Yeah, leave it.
You can just leave it.
But if you get a
I
farm
mean, if it's
fresh...
you can't ship things that just have mud on them or anything, though. Like, obviously, but within reason, leave it. It just depends on the item. I can't play with the marker anymore. Is it driving you nuts?
Only a little bit. Here, you can have it back.
Okay.
But if it's like a PlayStation and it's a farm fresh PlayStation, you're really gonna want to clean that up, open it up, get all the dirt and dust out of it, because if your buyer gets it, they're gonna open it up and they're gonna be like, this thing was full of dust.
Can I jump in and say make sure to hit like on the live stream?
And subscribe if you haven't already.
Yeah, definitely subscribe. It's worth it. It's free.
Have you bought something that you think could be haunted? My wife tells me to stay away from those items.
What?
I don't think so.
I'm not into. I don't really buy into the haunting stuff so much. She's
yes.
probably more into it. Oh,
there's one thing. I don't think it's listed. I'm not even sure where it is. I think I took it to storage because it's creepy. It is like on one side it's a bear, and then on the back of the bear's head it's like a baby doll face.
Oh, yeah.
It is the creepiest thing. I couldn't even Google Lens it to see if it was like some weird old thing.
I vaguely remember buying
I can't handle that one. I don't know if it's haunted, but it is truly probably the creepiest thing he's ever bought.
But you can sell sneakers with dry dog poop on the soles. Yeah, we're not the best at cleaning, but we definitely wouldn't put that on there.
There have been sneakers with a little bit of dirt in the bottoms, but I've heard Harry Tornado say that he loves selling sneakers. He loves cleaning them. He loves picturing them. He loves listing them. I am the total opposite. I hate cleaning shoes.
So, spoiler alert for a future video. So, we did use that Check app recently, and we haven't mentioned it on YouTube like he had. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. I had a few pairs of shoes in the death pile, and I thought they were fakes, but I purchased them just on a gamble, on a larf. And obviously, if I think they're fake, I don't prioritize them, right? And so we ended up with some Yeezy, like, what are they, $750 chocolates or whatever. And I paid $5 for these guys. And so they're worth like $500, and they ended up being real. So that was awesome. The Kyries were real. What's even more interesting...
Both pairs.
Both pairs. Kyries. And what came out at the same time at this store were some Louis Vuittons, correct?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Yeah, yes. The spiky ones were Louis Vuittons and some other shoes that are worth a ton of money. But Check doesn't check those, so we have to get them authenticated elsewhere.
Which means they're not going to get listed for a while.
But we need to, once we find out about those could be even bigger hitters. So that's coming up in a future video because I have to dig through. I have the footage still. I saved most of it off to the side. And might be sharing that with you guys soon. But yeah, so shoes can be worth it. I like buying shoes. I'm not a huge sneakerhead. Like, I have on some like Works by Red Wing shoe boots right now, so I don't really buy expensive shoes for myself. But
I think you got those at the
it's
thrift
Giggle
store.
Palooza, by the way. Okay, hey, yeah, I definitely recognize you in the comments and appreciate that.
Do you ever buy broken electronics to sell for parts? He does, and I hate it.
Yeah,
he likes to buy. They're on the banned list now that I've created.
But I still buy stuff, whatever I want,
But he likes
because I'm a man.
He likes to buy printers because he doesn't do the testing of the printers. I do, and I can't do printers anymore because most of the time they don't work or they need ink. And he'll say, "Oh, but if it doesn't work, we can sell it for parts." And I'm like, I don't know how to take a printer apart, and he's never gonna do it. And we just have printers everywhere, and I hate it.
So, do I share my Xbox gamer tag? Not really at this point, and the reason behind that is it's like literally like
No time to play.
I only play like 20, 30 minutes is like to escape at this point because it's like I almost all days either resale or YouTube. I used to play when I was a Twitch streamer. I would play with viewers and do that kind of stuff, but not at this point. In the future, again, like I have a lot of different things I would like to do with the channel, and I think one of the big things is once we get a new space for all this stuff, I'm gonna be able to film different and more varied content. And once we like either an off-site where we rent something or we buy something, and then maybe I'll be able to do things like have occasionally like live stream games or something just for fun.
Kathy asks if she can get a glimpse of our unlisted pile. Well,
It's more than a pile,
it's all over the house.
randomly.
Uh-huh. And so that would be like taking you on a tour. And my house is not internet clean
No.
right now.
Like, I feel like for us to share the whole house, like internet wise, we would need to definitely have it a lot cleaner. I was always raised where it's like you rush to get everything super nice when you had company over.
Even if your house is clean, it's not clean enough for company.
And it would feel like we would be having you guys over as company at that point. So we would have to like really. But we're getting a lot better. We're getting stuff together.
We're really making a push for it to get things organized, or at least way more organized than we currently have it.
I'd like to occasionally do like pulling items and showing you more of that process-oriented stuff. Not in replacement of picking, because I think that's where the bulk of I honestly believe most viewers prefer the picking content, at least from my experience. On YouTube, at least, over like the process side. But I need to start padding my videos with some process side because I'm going to be too busy to pick as much as I do right now for the next 6 weeks or so, probably.
Zelo asks, what hair dye brand do I recommend? I go to the salon to get my hair done just because I have really dry hair and it gets kind of brittle. But I got it dyed. It used to be red. Now it's purpley blue. It's hard to see. And now I just use color depositing conditioner because it makes it feel nice. And I think I bought Overtone because it was buy one get one free. But I've also gone to Sally's and gotten some random color depositing brand, and it seems to work just fine.
Only Kyrie's I wanted were the SpongeBob ones. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why people would pass that up. I'm not a huge sneakerhead, so I don't have a ton of knowledge, but I would know to look that up. Like if I saw like SpongeBob on like fancy looking Nikes, I would definitely look those up.
After 90 days, do you highly discount your listings if they haven't sold yet? I would say that over 90 days, we can probably run a lot of sales. Over 90 days, sometimes we do 10% off, sometimes it's 5% off.
And concurrently, we're sending out offers at like 5% off. So like if it's 10% off, then they're getting the 10% off, then they're getting an additional 5% off when we send out offers. So we do. I think that's a fairly decent discount. Not everything we buy. The average sale is within 90 days on an item. I know that there's certain things that we buy that's going to have a longer tail, and there's some things that it's weird. You'll sell something in one day, and then you'll list it again because you bought it again. And it'll take 6 months to sell for some reason. Markets shift, and sometimes we're not perfect when it comes to that, but
we've also been trying new things by we ran a coupon in October that was $5 off of a $50 purchase. We have a November coupon right now that is I think it's 10% off 3 or more items. We haven't created a December coupon yet. I'm not really sure what it'll be, but it was just something to try to pick up sales leading into our busy season, just to get things moving. You put the mirror in the background yet? Do you have a mirror to put back there?
Back here.
We don't have a mirror to go back here, but we do have a Bowser lighted.
Somebody gave it to
thing.
me, actually. Like, I had purchased some stuff at a yard sale, and she's like, if you want it, you can just have it. And she actually had made it.
It's pretty cool.
Do you plan on doing an off-site video live from Valley Thrift? I could, so I actually, tomorrow's videos at Valley Thrift, shameless plug, guys, it's awesome. It's already scheduled. It was meant to be Tuesday's video, but our internet had screwed up, so we didn't get it up in time. And it's a great video. I had mentioned this. I think I edited this part out. There's no way we could live from there, or we could share a lot of audio from there. It's just a very loud thrift store. Like, you have I think they have like a compactor for the stuff they throw away in the back. So they're running that. They're all sorting stuff. There's a bunch of people and they're tossing stuff around. You've got everybody rolling around their carts. It's always busy.
That's another place
when
that
I
gives
go,
me anxiety.
and they have the copyright music blaring. They always have it on the country music station too that plays the same 5 songs. What time do you usually go to thrift stores? I typically go in the morning, and it really just varies. Like, I kind of have an idea of when to hit each thrift store on my route. But I'm typically mid to late morning. Sometimes I'll go early. It just depends.
Well, maybe he's talking about the Wolverine mirror.
Oh yeah, the Wolverine one.
We listed that and then we took it down.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna sell that at the flea, because it only goes for like the sold listings are like $22.99 free shipping, and it's just not worth the amount of bubble wrap and headache it's gonna be when that gets an inevitable shipping claim or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Valley is sensory overload. If you've ever been to Valley, I love the store. It's a little bit out of my way. I mainly go. I have to source anyways, and you guys seem to like it, so it really does give me a bias to going there more often.
Yeah, I don't go there because it gives me anxiety.
But the Goodwill bins really is the one that does.
That's the worst. If I have to go to Valley, I'll go to Valley. But I
don't think you've been to Valley with me for a long time.
If you wanted to go to the bins, I will stay in the car. That's how much I can't do it. And that's really the only place that I can't do it. I can do Valley, I just don't like it.
Valley's a local chain to us, I believe. So there's 3 of them, I think.
Really? Where's it?
There's 2 more in Cincinnati. Or there's one in Springfield, one in Cincinnati. I can't remember. I've been to one of them in Cincinnati, though. Do
you have favorite reselling YouTubers that you watch?
So I watched a lot of the big ones. So I watched Cincinnati Picker, the part-time picker. I watch him. So I watch Matt. I watch Lonnie intermittently, so I'll get on a binge on his videos, his and hers. Lonnie and I'm terrible with names. So
Candace.
I'll watch like NC Picker. Smaller ones I watch. So I guess he's around our similar would be NC Picker. I watch Tesla Picker. All-Star Picker. So he's changed his name a few times, and he had an absence where he wasn't uploading for a period of time. I'm trying to think of who else. All-Star Picker. So he used to be the Patriot Picker, and then before that he was something else. I think it was his name Picker or something like that, his last name. I'm trying to think of who else. I watch
Harry Tornado.
Harry Tornado, of course, yeah.
We see you, AIOU from eBay.
Not a strike
I don't think
against
we did before. Oh no, yeah, there you are. That was the answer. That was the question we just answered.
Oh yeah, so there's a whenever you stream, there's a delay.
Yeah.
So when you say something and I respond to it, or she'll respond to it, you'll see it like however long the stream delay is. It could be like 1 to 2 minutes.
And he skips some things, and I try to go back. And
yeah. Do you retail arbitrage? I'm an optician at Walmart. We are in full remodel mode, and Lawn and Garden is full of clearance. So I used to do a lot of that in like the 2010s before I quit reselling, and I just haven't gotten into it as much this time. I have bought a few of the $3 games, but a lot of those really haven't been worth flipping. Like I would sell them locally for, wow, I sold a FIFA for $1 that I paid 3 cents for. It doesn't really excite me too much, but I know there's like the flipping account, and I've seen a couple his videos, and it seems interesting.
And Ashley, if you're talking about our Walmart, let me tell you, I don't want to go to that Walmart while they're in full remodel mode.
Maybe it is our Walmart.
Say things that I wouldn't even say to my mother in there because I'm so mad about all the things. Oh yeah, we do watch Froggy Flips. Oh,
Froggy Flips, yeah, absolutely. Love Froggy Flips. I've been watching him for almost 2 years now. There's so many. I mean, seriously, I hate listing like that because there's so many that I watch that I wouldn't want to miss any. So I'm definitely, that's not a concise list. I watch a little bit less of reselling content now than I used to, mainly because I live it all day. But I still watch it. I still make sure to watch a video or two a day, really, just to kind of keep up with things. And just it's nice to stay fresh and have a fresh set of eyes to kind of see, like, what else people are buying out there, so I don't miss out.
There are some videos where you've seen people pick up such things, and you're like, oh, yeah, didn't think of that, or something like that. I know you've done that.
Shad Juice, that's one.
Shad Juice, yeah. He's local.
Yeah, Cincinnati. He's around 45 to 50 minutes away. I mean, Vincent.
Yeah, he's the one you met at the last deal.
Yeah, well, I've met him before, yeah. It is Kendra Drive. Really?
I'm hating that
That's
Walmart
funny.
right now.
That is funny. Now I'm going to have to say hi next time.
Stationery should not be in lawn and garden. Shouldn't.
I don't even... Yeah, it's confusing. So, like, we both do the grocery shopping, not at the same time. So we eat a lot at home. Do, like, a lot of, like, healthy eating for the most part. And so that requires a lot of, like, getting fresh food and stuff. So we go to the store way too much.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I get confused as heck at that Walmart now. We've been doing a fair amount of, like, Kroger pickup recently.
Just to save some time.
Just to save some time.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Anytime Picker?
You need an ending slogan. You do have ending music for your YouTube, but there are things that we need to get. Like,
I feel like, should I do this stereotypical and
nah. I don't know.
Keep on keeping on.
No, vetoed. I don't like it.
You can pick your inventory, you can pick your friend, but you can't pick your nose. No.
This is what I have to deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah, if either of you walk by Vision, say hi. We'll make sure to. She is a regular of the glasses. So far, I haven't had to get glasses or contacts. I've dodged that.
Mine aren't that bad.
Brickseek is worth the money. I really think next season.
What is it?
So Brickseek's like, it tells you about all the arbitrage deals and stuff going on. I think it started out with like the Lego community, because Brickseek.
Oh.
I think I might be wrong.
Clever.
But yeah, the what was I rambling about? Next year. That's where I think I want to make a push into doing more of like focusing on like toys and stuff, and having that kind of new unboxed toys for the holiday season. You'll be going south from Cleveland to Columbus area to Thrift, maybe Dayton area too. Columbus has a lot of... I can't speak to the pricing right now. They have a lot of awesome thrift stores. Ohio Thrift, I have found, is typically expensive. But the Goodwills there, I used to do a lot of thrifting at the Goodwills and the Volunteers of America in Columbus. Because we both lived in Columbus for quite some time. I lived there for 10 years personally. And did a lot of thrifting there and reselling back then.
Oh, brick and mortar store is what he meant.
there's like a website, Brickseek. Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah, but we want to get into retail arbitrage, or at least I do a little bit more next year probably. Have you guys met Jeremy Hales and George? Do you mean from What the Hales? So we have not, but we have met...
No, I thought we did.
No, it's not them. They hang out with them. The people that hang out with them. No. What's their name again? Dear Lord, I was just talking about them with somebody that watches them in line at the bin sale. I'll remember it right when the stream ends. But I have met people that hang out with them that also make videos.
Yeah, we met her at the Amazon bin sale.
Oh, jeez. This is... yeah, we've met her twice. Well, we met her once, and then her and her husband another time.
I thought they were What the Hales, but no, you're right. They hang out with them. Who knows?
We're the goats of YouTube pickers. Well, hey.
I mean, he might be. I can't claim that. I'm not a good picker.
She's a flipper.
I'm something.
Lister. And
I do all the stuff that he thinks is boring, and
I do all the stuff she thinks is boring.
I don't think that thrifting and picking is boring. It's just...
It's not your cup of tea. It's not for everyone. Not everything's for everyone.
I already don't like to shop, even for myself. And in the rare chances that I do want to shop, it's for myself, not to buy things to sell.
So actually, this shirt right here, I did thrift, and that was at a Goodwill that's only been on my channel a couple times. That store hardly ever has anything. It is newer-ish. It's double stitch. But yeah, I did thrift this. It was for my last job, which was business-to-business sales. We had a team day or whatever, and I didn't have any sports shirts at the time, so
yeah, that's right.
I went out for one and found this guy. It actually has clip art. It looks like a clip art of a baseball field on it, like something you would see in Microsoft Word.
We have watched Commonwealth Picker.
Yeah, I like Commonwealth. Yeah.
I feel like it would be hard to have. I know there are several YouTubers that have two channels, one for picking and one for flipping. I feel like that for us is a little... Might as well just consolidate it and have it all in one. But respect to him for doing it that way.
I'm feeling maybe next year, maybe a second channel where it's one video a week of what sold highlights or something. Because I know there's a lot of people that don't want to see that content on my channel because they don't watch it. They just, there's people that specifically just want to see me buy cool stuff and get out and about and whatever. So I have thought about that. It's just a side project. So and maybe then, I could do stupid stuff like stream video games occasionally and just BS and whatever.
What is my favorite part of the process? Listing, photos, shipping? I wouldn't say that any of it's really my favorite. But I do go through phases where I'm like, ugh, I really don't want to list right now. I don't mind shipping because that's what I do in my my full-time job. Not the same shipping, but but I like it because it's mindless. You just put stuff in boxes, and you can just tape it shut, print a label, it's out the door. And that kind of also has a sense of accomplishment to it because it's something you sold and now it exits the house, which anything leaving is a good thing. But it's all decent. I can say that I don't particularly like the picking aspect, which is why, it's his thing, so he does it, so.
Yeah.
Have we both lived in Ohio our whole lives?
So for me, I lived in Ohio other than my 4 years in the Army. And Ohio's always been my home address of in the Army, I think they called it home of record or whatever. I voted in Ohio elections.
I'm similar, where Ohio's always been home base. I did move to Connecticut for a month. And when I went to learn how to be a truck driver, I moved to Wisconsin for 2 weeks, which I don't consider things like that moving, but I had to get a Wisconsin license, so that counts for me. So I've lived in those 3 places officially.
So let's see, I had an answer to a question in my head and then you totally blanked. What are some things that were flops? So I don't like phone cases and would never touch them again.
Ever.
It's just we purchased, so they were all the generation right before now phones a couple years ago, about a year and a half ago. And we bought a bunch of them. And we've made our money back because we purchased them. They were on super clearance at, what's that store again? Bargain Hunt. Mm-hmm. And it went awful. A lot of the other stuff that we bought at Bargain Hunt that day, though, sold for a profit. And we made money. But I would never deal in phone cases again, probably. which is kind of crazy because when I was always like not envious, but I was always like, man, that's a great hustle. There was this guy that sets up in front of Westland Flea Market in Columbus, Ohio, and he would sell phone cases and just kill it, people. But he had like a recurring business, and he would set up all year, even in the winter.
We do have pets. We have 2 dogs.
2 dogs, yep.
They made an appearance not too long ago, but they're asleep over on the bed.
What's your average listings per day? So our current goal, and we had slipped from our previous goals, our current goal is 20 a day, Monday through Friday, and on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, 40. And it's really right now, we're kind of just trying to make a push on everything. Probably come January, I could see scaling back to 20 for all 7 days and trying to feel normal again.
We used to have different listing goals. I think one of the goals was listing $1,000 worth of gross a day,
which was good. That was a good goal.
And or 30 listings. But it's really difficult because I would say that I do the majority of the listing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do a fair amount of the processing and photos.
Right. So
I'll do the pre-work. One of the big things to interject is I'll do pre-work just while I have this spot because I'll totally lose it. Where instead of like just throwing the crap everywhere when I come in, I'll photograph or clean it, test it, photograph it, process it, bin it, and just send her the photos.
Yeah.
And then, let you jump back in.
Well, that's basically how it goes. So with me, I have a full-time job right now. So the majority of the listing happens after 5 p.m. And so between 5 and 9 is when we list and we ship and we eat dinner and we do all the things we do every night. So I try to make a hard stop at 9 because I'm kind of like clockwork. I go to bed at 10. Doesn't matter if he's tired. I'm in bed at 10. So I have to make the most out of that time. And yeah.
So Janet, what would be my dream pick? I would always, I've always wanted to find something, an obscure NES cartridge, like something that's insane. Like your Nintendo World Champion or...
What was that thing you put in your TikTok? The boxed...
Stadium event would be amazing. Something like that, sealed or something. If I found like one of those. Just anything kind of crazy. What's that? Now I can't even think. That's not Panic Restaurant. Whatever. But any of those would be kind of crazy. Favorite music bands? So of like the old stuff, I'd say like Metallica, Pink Floyd. We kind of went over a lot of these already.
You like the screamy music and
metal,
classic rock.
Classic rock.
Yeah. I like some screamy music, classic rock, and then I'm your basic white girl. I like Taylor Swift and some things like that. But I don't listen to it around him because he makes fun of me.
Do you try to negotiate prices at estate sales? Whenever I feel like I have a chance to negotiate prices, I'll typically negotiate prices, which has not helped me out on YouTube, by the way. But I want to be straightforward with you guys. You should be negotiating at yard sales. Like,
you should negotiate everywhere.
You should negotiate everywhere as much as you can negotiate in life. I mean, obviously, if something's $1 and it's worth $100, buy it quick and don't negotiate because somebody will undercut you. But like in any instance.
The answer's always no if you don't ask.
Well, true. But
and someone's not going to sell you something at a discount if they don't want to sell it to you.
Let's see, did we miss any? Animal traffic or animal shots will increase your YouTube traffic. This is true.
Can we do one more?
We can do one more. They're so old and tired.
We have senior dogs that we've had basically all their lives.
It's hard. It's hard to leverage them.
Well, no, they're cute and everything. They don't do anything, but other than sleep, and they're maybe active like an hour a day, but they mostly sleep and cuddle, I guess.
I hate selling online. Yeah, I'm the opposite. Like, well, I enjoy like setting up at the flea market. We did that in a recent video. It's the flea market video before the last one of the year. Somebody asked when our flea market's open again, and I want to say that the outdoor market that you see me go to, the Dixie Drive-In, will open when? May?
My
April.
mind says April, but I have
I think
no
it's
idea.
April, actually. April. But I don't think it really kicks off until May, because this year I tried going, like, when it opened, and it wasn't very busy.
Hannah, do you have anything to say?
If you list similar that the previous person did not put free shipping in the title, I know. Yeah, sometimes you got to be really careful on the sell similars. You'll see some really silly things in the title.
Okay. Hannah says bye.
Hey, we're running out of questions.
Rowdy, you want to make one last appearance for your fans?
Giggled Palooza drives a semi. I think, I don't know if you heard, but she used to.
Yeah, I drove a semi for 2 years. This is Rowdy. He's a little old, a little crusty, tired, going blind, has selective hearing. I don't think he's going deaf.
Yeah, it's a Jack Russell mix, the first one. Maltese?
He's a Maltese poodle mix. They're both 14 years old. Barely have any teeth. But they're living their best life with us.
Yeah, we had to, it was expensive too. It was really coming down to if it would be worth it or not. Not worth it or not, if we would have to put them down or not. I just read Jay Resale saying something about being worth it, but we paid a lot of money to get their teeth fixed because we had to. They both had a dental disease of some nature.
Yeah.
No, okay, Jay Resale said, do you subscribe to Worth Point or not? Is it worth it?
Is it worth it?
Not is keeping your dogs alive worth it? Which is what I had in my head.
And now
but
they're
no,
both
I've
staring
never
at me.
used Worth Point. I rarely ran into an instance where I'm like, I need Worth Point. Anything that I couldn't find like listing information for or sold comp, I've put out there at auction and just put the bare minimum I'm willing to take and just let it ride. And we've had pretty good luck doing that. I'm a volume seller though, so at least that's what I aspire to be. So I just want to get it turned for money. I don't like leaving money on the table, but yeah, I haven't had a need yet for a Worth Point subscription.
I would say senior dogs are the best. We did have another dog that passed a little bit over a year ago named Gary Busey.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm kidding.
Oh, I love that dog.
Yeah,
so much.
it was a fun dog.
But I also I'm getting the itch now to get another dog. Once we get this house put together, I want to get another dog just because I like being outnumbered by small furry things.
When you get a return, do you refund the full amount or do you deduct original shipping costs? So if you do a return on eBay, or if you're offering a buyer paid return or a free return, you have to you're refunding original shipping cost as well when it comes to a free shipping listing. So yeah, we do eat that cost occasionally, and that's what I'm saying. Like when we're talking about buying stuff so cheaply, you need to look at the risks that you're taking when you're making offers on things as well, and you're negotiating. And some people that do watch my content don't really have a full grasp of all the costs that can come with running an e-commerce business.
I don't think he's doing a 24-hour marathon.
I used to do those when I was a Twitch streamer. But
we have about 3,100 listings, Anthony.
a little north of that now. We are at, of course, it's so much easier to look it up on mobile.
And I owe 10 more listings for
3141. You have a bolo for me? Like the bolo ties or be on the lookout item? That was cheesy.
As the truck driving has been mentioned a few times, do you say what you transported, or was it everything they put in the trailer? I've hauled a lot of different things. Bottled water from plants in Maine, lots of rolls of paper, cat food. I did a load of cigarettes from Philip Morris in Virginia, which was really interesting because that was a high value load, and they have a lot of different rules when you do high value loads like that. And then I don't know, just about everything. But those are the main things that I remember.
I put a cutoff line. Sorry, but I do have to eat. Okay, we'll do one more. Ryan, you're included. All right, so let's go through everybody here because I got to get some food in me. I don't know.
I got a negative feedback from a buyer, and it is unfounded because they said I did not have a defect listed, but I did. I tried to address this with eBay, and they are not removing. What more to do?
Call. So, okay, like
persistence is key.
Yeah, if you just keep calling until you get the right person, and like, so how you get to that is basically you go into the eBay help, and where it says contact us, and you eventually click around until like they bring up the online chat assistant, and then it'll say I want to speak to a representative. Sometimes they don't have somebody you can talk to, but eventually they will. You should try emailing as well. Through the online chat assistant. You can dispute your feedback through like the seller help tool or whatever too. I really have a full video idea on eBay account management, and I want to do it. I know it's gonna tank, but I'll still do it for you guys. And but I know I know nobody's gonna watch it. I mean, not nobody, but it's gonna get like half the views of a normal video. Anybody ask about editing? So somebody mentioned editors. I'll just say I use VideoPad. I don't recommend it. I'm going to be making the switch to Adobe Premiere Pro in the near future. And if anybody's curious, I use Canva for my thumbnails currently. I'm going to be switching to Photoshop eventually for that as well.
There was another question early on that I wanted to know the answer to was, would we consider doing a live sale? Like a live auction or whatever.
No, probably not. Yeah. It's just not our business model. It's not something I want to do. We do get in a kind of related tangent, we do get viewer sales, but and I'm not saying this to diminish it. It's not a majority of our revenue, probably because we don't push it. I'm grateful to anybody that wants to contribute like that and find something that they like from a video and wants to buy it. That's amazing. And we have had probably a couple grand worth of gross viewer sales over the last year or so, and really appreciative of it. Again, we don't push it a ton, but yeah, our business model is not really doing like the live Instagram sales or anything like that. It just really isn't. I really don't have the time for it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Thank you for your service. Did you get to see Europe? So I was stationed in Germany. So I spent about 2.5 years of my 4-year enlistment, maybe a little bit less than 2.5 years in Wiesbaden, Germany. So it was awesome, and I did a lot of traveling on like 4-day weekends and stuff. I wish I had done more, but drinking, right? Being honest. What else have we missed? Any here? We'll go through real quick. I really do have to eat. Most cherished He-Man figure. So honestly, both of these are listed right now, so either of them could sell and I would be happy. We are listing them at top dollar though, because they have all those accessories and whatnot. Right now I am not doing Instagram sales, so I am referring like people I used to do, where people would message me on Instagram and I would take 10% off, but right now, just because we're so busy, I just send people the Instagram or the eBay listing, just because I don't have time to be like, hey, did the payment go through and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right now we focus, on eBay only. I said it was going to be it, and I'm still answering questions. All right, so we have been live for 2 hours and 22 minutes, almost 23 minutes. I envisioned that this live stream was going to last an hour, so I find it insane that you guys wanted to stick around this long and ask all these questions, which I really do appreciate. Let me quickly say I expected to have some success on YouTube when I started this channel, and because I'm awesome. Let's be serious. I'm kidding. But no, it really does blow me away how much support. Yeah, that was a bad joke. How much support you guys have given me.
King of bad jokes.
We're almost at 20,000 subscribers, which is insane. We've been at this for what? I've been editing videos and putting videos up on YouTube for 13 months now. So I started this year out thinking that we were going to hit 10,000 in a year, and in 2021. And we're going to hit 20,000. We're on pace for it. So thank you guys so much for that. It really does mean the world that anybody comes out and watches my channel. So I guess I am thankful for you guys this Thanksgiving. Without you,
there would be no Pro Picker channel.
There would be no Pro Picker channel, and I would be much more well-rested and probably richer. No, I'm kidding.
Forced to just deal with me instead of have a creative outlet.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord. But yeah, so that was my sappy Thanksgiving thing. And Jess?
I mirror that. I say thank you to all of you for watching him and listening to all his bad jokes and being the outlet for his creativity and making it so that there are just a couple hours every once in a while he doesn't bug me to death. So, I'm just kidding.
Thank you, BG. Appreciate that. Yeah. And if I missed anybody in the chat, I apologize.
Maybe we'll make this.
I have a rain light, and and it's like my camera is here, rain light's there. It's probably not ideal, so I feel like I'm staring into the sun, and then I look back down at the chat. So if I missed anybody, it's unintentional. But I will see you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. I'm probably gonna set it up as a premiere. And it is an awesome video. It's meant to be Tuesday's video. It's Valley Thrift, guys. And it is a cart filler. It's overflowing. Let me give you guys a preview because and you can see my dislike ratios. Which, that won't get me banned, will it? Will that get me banned? Oh, well, you're going to see this anyways. Content. Oh, it's because I looked. Well, don't look at this.
Don't look at this.
That's the, see, preview. Overflowing cart. Look at that. Look at that thumbnail. Should I show them more stuff?
You should eat. You should say, Happy Thanksgiving to you all. Go tomorrow and eat.
We're hyping. As much this is hyping. We're hyping it up. Look at this thumbnail. I'm really proud of it. Don't you want to click that thumbnail right now? But you can't. Because it's not up yet. Look at that.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. There you go. You guys get the preview. All right. We're out of here. Take it easy, guys. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Eat some food.
Take some naps.
Take some naps. We're going to be listing and shipping stuff and making bunches of money.
Or something like that.
All right. Bye, guys.
That went well.